Thank you very much, Reverend Hans. Um, I love that. Let's yeah, we'll do a little kind of I'll call it what's been a pregame to another practice, which is inner child letter. And to pregame the inner child letter, do a little just a bit of a meditation to connect with the inner child. And I find this important to the topic today because I feel like the work, the growth that we're alluding to, um, has to do, for me anyway, it's always been, my inner child's been very central to that. Just one day I learned it, like over the course of all the practices and all the experimentation and all the healing, right? That, he's very foundational to those times I'm challenged, those times I'm confronted, those times a partner has said, you know, do XYZ, and I get reactive, defensive, blah blah blah. He's right there, and he's really the one holding the shield a lot of the times, right? And there's often a question around, what he needs, why he doesn't feel safe in that moment, and how I can kind of steward him, quote unquote, through that moment, and bring myself back to the ground and to a place where I can respond. So I really value my connection with my inner child, and this is a way that I've connected with him before, several different practices. And simply, kind of get into, nice seated position, just kind of like the earlier practice, be at the edge of that couch, around the couch, or sitting cross-legged, and really, again, straighten that spine. Or breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, just kind of your natural pace. Feel the air fill your lungs, and fill those lungs empty as you exhale. I'm trying to paint a picture, a sensory picture, if you will, of a fire in front of you, just like you're at a campfire. Feel the heat if you can on your skin. Maybe you want to put your hands out and imagine that heat on the hands, even. Hear the crackles, smell the firewood burning, and just see that image for a moment. And imagine a piece of yourself coming out, floating over the fire and onto a seat across from you, a smaller version of yourself, childhood version of yourself, whatever age, size feels relevant to you. And both just be there by the fire. Feel yourself in your body. See him across from you. And just share this moment together. Hearing the crackles of the fire, smell the logs burning, feel the heat with your hands. And in this kind of moment of peace, just look across at your inner child and ask him what is it that he needs. Take in whatever response he has for you. And as you're sitting at the fire, contemplate, are you giving him that thing? You didn't hear the crackles, smell the logs burning. See his eyes. after contemplating, tell him why you haven't given him what he is looking for. And maybe tell him how you'll continue to try to give him what he's looking for, what he needs. Finally, you stand, he stands, meet face to face. Hug him in. Feel his little body against you. Feel this child seeking their needs to be met. Feel him reaching for safety. And let him know that you got him. As you're standing there holding him, and your consciousness back to your breath. Take your hands, wrap them around your body, sort of like you were wrapped around him. And as you breathe, feel his essence, his needs, his desire for safety, his hopes, his dreams, all that he is. Feel that melt back inside of you. Once you feel like he's back home in your heart, you let the hands fall. Back to hands on the knees, perhaps. Easily come back into this present moment, wherever you were seated when we started. Blink the eyes open when you are ready. And we're back. And the rest of the practice, again, goes into a letter where there's a few prompts you can use, but essentially you kind of ask the inner child to tell you everything he's got to say. Maybe set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and just let him go. And then you do another 5 to 10 minutes as your present day self, and just respond. And I think what the idea is that a lot of times our inner children are working at the level of, I don't know, experience that they have at the time. There's a lot of reasons why, my mom was the way she was, acted the way she did, was unable to show up as an adult, that with that inner child's understanding, he doesn't really get still. He just knows mommy wasn't there to love me the way I needed to be loved. And I feel like there's a lot of bridge that can happen in that conversation. So I've been 5 to 10 inner child saying what he needs to say, 5 to 10 you responding to him as lovingly as possible, and then kind of a back and forth until you have no more to go. And that's been super powerful and in my men's circles, and glad to get to share that with you today. And I think, in the context of dating, that healing just gets us just more and more ready to, I think, you said it really well, come into alignment with ourselves. And that person is going to be able to operate in a relationship unlike the person who's out of alignment, I think.